Hello, Charlie. How are you?
Hi, Mark. Doing good, thanks. Yourself?
Yeah, no, I can't complain. It's sunny outside. Winter's going, and it's nearly springtime. Have you given
Now, are you in a position of not being able to claim or complain, or a position of choosing not to?
are you giving me a challenge? What shall I complain about? Um,
Hmm.
no, I don't want to get to about. All right, this is what I want to complain about. Have you given a like to this video yet?
No, I haven't. So everyone should not follow my example and hit that like button.
Is there any example of yours that anyone should ever follow?
No.
All right,
Why would they do that?
there are a lot of strange people in the world. Some of them are very weird. The other thing is, have you subscribed to the channel?
No, I haven't. How do I do that, Mark?
You have to send me $50,000 by PayPal.
50,000. Okay, fair enough. I'll do that. What's this big red button though that has the word subscribe on it?
That's a trick. Did you I passed my deception check. I rolled a natural 20. And actually, if you did a little bit of scraping around with an investigation check, you'd find that the subscription comes off and it says detonate.
Ah, yeah. So we're gonna detonate everything, are we?
No, not everything. You're wrong.
Oh, okay. I always am, so not surprised there.
It's just the chair you're sitting on.
Ah, yeah. That makes more sense.
All right. Anyway, look, are you up for a battle?
Always
Okay. So
put
you
them
know,
up. Put them up.
put them up. Okay, I will. Let me see if I can do an effect. No, that's draw. Where's effect? Oh, yeah. Okay, effects. What would be put it up? Blood. Okay, blood, not breath
Mhm.
aim. How about a
Oh,
rock?
my nose.
And it looks like you've just been. Did you see that?
Oh, yep. I've just been bloodied. Oh no.
Oh, I like this. Um, I don't think that's enough. What about death?
Oh, I love death. Best condition
Okay, so I think
D&D,
we've
I think.
decided then that you're going to be the druid and the owlbears because I'm happily destroying you.
Yeah. Okay, let's see how easily I get
All right, I'm going to say
destroyed
that
then.
I've got an initiative order already, and yeah, like okay, my Strahd animated armor suits are called Bent, Vent, Dent, and Rent, and my
Very nice. I
yeah.
quite like Dent.
Well, I like Dent and Bent, and then I had to force it a bit, and I thought like vent when you're venting your anger, and rent not like paying for your housing, but more like
Mm.
when you rend someone asunder. So you were rent asunder. So I think I
Mm. Yeah, I like being rent asunder. How about you?
so you're another weird person, and it shows you that there's more than two in the world. You're the third word. No, I don't want that. Anyway, so you're no, my paladin. Oh, I've just killed her. That was a mistake. I need to go back to the select arrow.
How dare you?
You didn't see that, did you? Right then. So there's my paladin. She's blonde and blue-eyed, and she's probably bushy-tailed as well. It's taking a long time, isn't it? So often does. If I scroll up and
Mm.
then I click center,
You see, he always blames Roll20 and never himself.
not very bad, but it is slow. Okay, I should stop doing that, really. Anyway, suddenly my paladin will spring onto the screen. She's got shiny armor and she's got her two hands resting on the pommel, I believe, of her sword. And her name is Aowan. She's a level one paladin, Aowan. And your druid, what's your druid called?
Oh, Wissia.
Lucia.
He,
Okay.
he likes searing his meat.
Yeah, I would blow him up, but he's got a pipe like the Pied Piper of Hamlin, and you can obviously see the owlbears anyway. Your owlbears, I named them lovingly for you.
Mm.
Featherfowl, Albert, which is a great name for an owlbear, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely.
Beaker and Pex. If you wanted to change any of the names, you could do, but I think I've done you proud.
Yeah, I think you have as well for the first time in your life.
And so you know that these owlbears are not ordinary owlbears, don't you?
Yeah, they're special.
And they've got like a wing cleave attack.
Yeah, let me
Probably a
pull
te-
up the character card.
probably a
They've
te-
got a wing cleave. They cleave all the things with their wings.
I can't believe it takes so long to blow up a pit. I know I must stop moaning. All right then. Seriously, yes. And they also have that like once a day thing where they can fire off razor sharp feathers.
Yeah, ouchie.
And is it a cone? I think it's a cone.
Yeah, it's a 30-foot cone.
All right. So cones are a little bit difficult to work out. I mean, you can use a cone token on here. Oh, there, look, she suddenly popped up.
Oh, she
Right.
hasn't on my screen, but yay that she has on yours.
Look, this is the premise. She is in charge of 4 replica suits of Strahd's animated armor, which Strahd apparently once wore into battle, and the armor is under her control.
Hmm.
Now, what
Good
would
on her for getting control of it, I say.
yeah, what would break the control? I don't think it can be a concentration check.
Maybe it's if she's incapacitated.
Yeah, all right, something serious like that. I mean, I'd probably give it to you if you managed to petrify her.
I wonder if I'm sure there's a level 1 spell on the druid list for that.
Right, I'm going to have a go at blowing up Weseer. You called him Weseer, didn't you? Let's just see if that.
Hmm.
I mean, suddenly we could spring into action. No, we'll talk and talk and talk, and then Weseer will suddenly appear on the screen, and I'll have to stop whatever we're doing to deal with Weseer.
Oh,
Okay.
I can see him already.
Ah, right. Okay, so it's just on my screen. Oh, there he is. He doesn't get the moon with him, and he doesn't this time
Oh.
rats.
Hmm.
But you can have the pipe. I think the best way of making an NPC or a monster is not to write a stat block, but to have a picture like this. And it's like on the basis of what you see is what you get.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, I got to figure that pipe or recorder or a flute, let's call it a flute, which looks rather nice. He should have been a bard, shouldn't he?
Yeah, he should have. I
Oh,
think that's his druidic spellcasting focus.
must be. But if he were to survive and if he were to advance in the levels, you just have to have a mad build of charisma and wisdom and give him a level of bard at some point.
Yeah, I mean, that's not uncommon for us, right?
True. And I think that you could say, I mean, you could say that the flute is a family heirloom. And I think you could say that if he does ever get a level of bard, it unlocks its magical properties.
True.
And in
Yeah,
fact,
we'll have to play him a bit more and see what magical properties he unlocks.
well, only if you can resurrect him, because obviously my paladin's going to chop his head off.
Oh, okay, fair enough then.
How are you controlling the owlbears that you're escorting to the other side of the bridge? Or how is Wasir doing it?
Uh, I I wanted to say he's controlling them through his flute, but he hasn't unlocked the abilities yet.
Yeah, well, like it's his spellcasting focus for a druid, so he kind of is, but I think he's also got some magics he can use, hasn't he?
Yeah, animal friendship, and animal bond, is it?
Beast Bond?
Beast bond, that's it.
Yeah, okay. So you're really okay. We can get down to business then. Now, my animated armor bent shows ahead of Wasir in the Roll20 turn order, but I'm going to say that a player character outranks an NPC on the first round. So the action starts with you. 5-foot squares. I could take the grid off, but I probably don't need to. And we're going to assume that even though you've got big, fat, stodgy owlbears, that they can pass each other on that bridge as long as they're not fighting.
Yeah. So I think Wessia, he's a level 1 druidy boy. When he sees the suits of armor, those things look unpleasant. So he's just going to cast Animal Friendship on Featherfowl and then move into cover.
Why don't you put a color circle or something on Featherfowl so we know that you've done that.
Oh yeah.
I don't mind what color.
Now, to be fair, I think that is a wisdom save on Featherfowl.
All right then. So you can make the wisdom save for Featherfowl.
10, which is below my DC, so he is charmed by me for the next 24 hours.
Wow. Is that constant? It won't be concentration if it's 24 hours, I guess.
No, it's not.
All right. Okay. So he's taken full cover and he probably been seen by the animated armor or Aowan because he was behind a wall of iron feather owlbears. Do you reckon that's about the size of it?
Yeah, that would be my estimate.
And if he does come out of his, gets a chance to attack, we'll roll stealth to see whether he gets advantage if that comes up. All right. So I think that, well, I wonder whether Aowan, I don't think Aowan sees things, your owlbears, before Bent does. And so she wouldn't be able to influence Bent's actions or say anything. And Bent's a nasty bugger. Bent's a nasty bugger, and he's just going to fire off his ranged spell. Is it an arcane bolt? Let's find out. Shocking bolt, lightning damage it does. What's your owlbear's armor class? Is it 17?
17 exactly.
Now,
let's see if you hit.
Language-wise, animated armor understands common but can't speak. So I shall role play Bent now. That was a long speech. Did you like it?
Yeah, very inspiring.
Well, I hope you picked up the subtle nuances of Bent's character because when I do the same thing for the other ones, I want you to be able to tell the difference.
Yeah, he's quickly becoming one of my favorite NPCs.
Yeah, he's magic, isn't he? This is like Critical Role at its best. Except, okay, shocking bolt. He fires off a shocking bolt, and look, 19.
Ouchie.
Has he got a hand? Well, he won't have a hand, will he? It flashes out from the sleeve of his armor. Let's see if he's even got a sleeve. I mean, you'd be able to see if he had anything up his sleeve, and he probably doesn't. But all right, I know it's going to take a long time to come up. So he serves it up to Albert. Are you going to mark the hit points off Albert?
Yep, why not? So
damage. The attack is rolled in advance. Oh, look, if he was attacking one of the other animated armors, he'd get advantage, but he doesn't because he's not. Right, well, does he want to move? Yeah, he's going to go forward. These animated armors have got an intelligence of 9. So, oh, there he is. Did you see him? I saw him briefly.
Yeah, I did.
Anyway, he moves forward and he takes cover. So we've had Bent and we've had Wessia. And now it's Vent's turn. I get another turn. Right, okay. Vent's one at the back. Vent's going to do the same thing. He's going to fire. We're really targeting Albert. So
what did Albert do to you?
He fouled his own nest.
Right,
then that is a 12. This time the lightning bolt fizzes through the air and Bent and it's Vent. Vents his wrath, and he makes a long speech, which I shall just give now in the next 2 seconds. You admit he sounded angrier?
Yeah, much angrier. I'm a lot more
Okay.
scared of him.
Right. Well, he fires off. It goes flashing in front of Albert's beak and disappears into the distance. And Vent decides that maybe Bent was doing something sensible, so he tries to take some cover as well. And then it is your charmed Featherfowl's turn.
So let's see, what's Featherfowl gonna do? So I think he's seen these attacks shoot out, hasn't he?
Yeah, definitely has.
Hmm. So
He,
let's see, what's his movement?
40 feet, 80-foot dash.
Yeah, he's got 40 foot. So I think he's gonna dash forward. And what languages does he speak? None. So he's just going to what do you what sounds do they make? He's going to roar menacingly.
Well, I think he does a growl squawk.
Yes.
Well,
There we go. This
you
is why
know,
I pay you the big money.
okay. Maybe he growls and does a to it. Maybe it's like, oh, ooh, oh, ooh.
Hmm.
That's better,
Yeah,
isn't
let's go with that. I like that.
it? Oh, okay. So he's put himself and Dent. Then Dent. I mean, because he doesn't know what this thing is. He's intelligent, seeing what the others does. He's right. Dent and then Rent. They are both going to fire their bolts, and then they're going to take cover as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, shocking bolt. So 1 and 2 from those guys, and they are there's a 13 and a 7. They both miss. How they missed that big owlbear at such range. I mean, I think Ale1 would rebuke them severely, except she didn't necessarily want to combat. So one of them goes
Hmm.
this way. Oh no, he's gone right into the trees. I think he probably wouldn't. He probably wouldn't. Right. I think he'll go over that way, and then he'll retreat over here. And then you've got Albert, who's already been stung once, unlike Featherfowl.
Oh, I think Albert is quite annoyed about that. So he's gonna dash right up to these guys.
In your face, really in your face. All
Yeah, he wants to get him. He wants to stick him. Stick
right.
him good.
Beaker's turn.
Pico is gonna dash in as well, methinks. He's seen his mates charging in. Um, he what he probably wants to look after his mates, doesn't he?
Well, unless there's been any funny business going on, like, one of the owlbears stealing the other one's um, fried mice collection.
True. I don't know. Sure. I think he's
No,
going
I have to
to.
roll it out at the moment. If you get a natural one, then we might explain it that way.
Yeah,
All
that
right.
makes
At
sense.
the bottom of the order is Pex. What is Pex going to do? Well, it's actually not at the bottom of the order because it's the bottom of your order because I've got Ale1 at the bottom. She rolled really badly for initiative.
He's gonna dash in as well.
Gosh, you really bottlenecked it, haven't you? Um,
Yeah, I have.
right, okay. Um, all right then. Ale1 suddenly realizes that she's in this fight. She's a paladin, but I don't think she's taken her oath yet at level 1. But she wants to get to the point where she's going to be invited to, because I guess that's what happens with paladins. They impress, and then their superiors say, "It is time for you to come and vow an oath, a pledge that you will carry for all of your life and honor our order with."
Hmm.
That was her mother's voice, by the way.
Yeah, it's good to hear from her mother. She wants to live to join the family mission, doesn't
Yeah,
she?
yeah. Well, look, those owlbears, they're going to have a big plus to here. Air1's got an armor class of 18. It's unlikely they're all going to, I think Air1 is going to
Hmm.
disengage as her action. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think she's going to come over here. And, she's got a mission to do. She tells the suits of armor. I wonder how she communicate with them. They can't speak, but they can understand common. So I think it would just be voice. I think it would be triggered by voice. She says, "Do not attack next round. Disengage and take cover." Now, you might think that's very cowardly for a paladin, Charlie, but she's got a job to do. And
Yeah, and I mean, I don't think it's cowardly. Is it cowardly to try to stay alive?
no, but also she wants to do her job. And if your owlbears destroy her, she's like a caravan captain, isn't she? She's escorting these animated armors, and I
Hmm.
think that she believes that they're going to, no matter what Kalthira has told her, she believes anyway that they're going to be destroyed, and this is the job she's got to do. She's going to save countless lives by getting these things destroyed. They come from Barovia. It's pretty evil. So first off, um, Bent is going to disengage as he was told,
Hmm.
and he's going to come over here on these rocks. He's sensible enough to stand with allies, and he does see AO1 as an ally.
Hmm.
That was Bent, and now it's with you again. It's with Wisir.
Do you think he would have heard the command to disengage?
Well, how far away are you? Let's have a quick measure. You're only 65 feet. I think, 65 feet is about 20 yards, 20 meters. It's hard to believe that unless you whispered, it wouldn't carry. So I'm going to say yes. No
Mm.
jack required. No perception check required.
Mhm. All right then. Well, I think in that case, he's got a job to look after these owlbears, I think. And he doesn't want to fight either because he could lose control of them. So he's going to cast, if I can. He's going to come forward and cast Beast Bond on Featherfowl.
So the same one that you've already got charmed with your animal friendship.
Yep.
The beast bond only works if the beast has got intelligence of less than 4, and the owlbear's intelligence is 3. And I suspect that owlbears are monstrosities, but it would be really, really tedious and uncool to say that the spell fails because the owlbears are monstrosities. They clearly are beasts. Bears are beasts.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just
The
think,
beasts and bears are beasts.
all right, so that is a concentration spell. So you can yellow dot yourself. And you can put another different color circle or dot onto Featherfall. Featherfall's really taking it in Magic. There's no save to that one, is there?
I don't think so, no.
No, because he's definitely charmed by you already. A good order to do things, yes. I think Wisir maybe level 1, but he kind of knows his way around his spells. That's possibly because he doesn't have many of them, but even so.
Yeah, if you only have three spells, it's kind of crap if you don't know what you're meant to be doing with them, isn't it?
Yeah. So he's come forward, and I think Aowan hasn't seen him yet and he hasn't said anything. He hasn't had to speak aloud. Does he give any messages telepathically to Featherfowl at this point?
I think he's going to uh send a message. He wants to command Featherfowl to have his mates retreat, just because, yeah, he doesn't want to fight, and if there is a fight, he's likely to lose control of them.
Yeah, because he's got his magical but not yet attuned. That's what I should have said before. Maybe we say that he can't attune the pipe unless he gets a level of bard.
Yeah.
That sounds all right. Okay, so he's done that. So it's Vent's turn. Vent is under orders. Sorry, go on.
Right, Sophie, you go.
Vent is under orders um from AO1. Vent's over on the far side. He doesn't have to disengage. So I think what he's going to do, I guess the light green is just really grassland that they can travel across. I might have got that wrong before, but it doesn't matter. But he's a bit hidden. I think he's going to stay where he is and hold an action. And
Mhm.
that action is going to be to, I mean, I don't think I need to say if it's shocking bolt or whether it's a melee attack. He's just going to attack the nearest owlbear if fighting starts.
Mm.
Okay?
Yep.
Right, so that's what we know what Bent's doing. Then it's Featherfowl's turn. The charmed and charming Featherfowl.
Now, he's been told to convince his mates to back up, but I don't think he speaks a language.
No, well, we know the noises he makes. Ooh.
So I think he's gonna try to convince his mates to retreat.
Maybe he has to lead by example.
Yeah, okay, he's going to dash back, I think. And
He goes running past Wisir, nearly
yeah,
over. Of course, it would have been funny if he'd knocked him into the river.
oh, it would kind of get washed away.
If Wisir had been on the other side of the bridge, then I might have given him a dexterity save just for the hell of it.
Yeah.
All right, okay. So Dent is going to disengage and scramble up the rocks here and stand with Vent. And then as Rent's already over the other side, doesn't need to disengage, will hold an action just like Vent did. So then
Mhm.
you're on to Albert.
Well, I think Albert has seen Featherfowl run away, kind of heard uh an indication that this is bad.
How about this? I want to make a suggestion. Like as a free
Yeah.
action or as a bonus action for Wisir, his pipe might not be functioning magically, but he obviously plays it for them. And if he makes a performance check, maybe this will cause Albert to do what you suggested.
Yeah, I like that idea. Let's see what it Wissy's performance check is
I think
like.
I think because he's obviously been given this job and they're used to him, he should have advantage. And I think maybe DC 10. Well, a natural 20.
Yes, I think that passes.
All right. So I think on a natural 20, um, you can roll a persuasion check for Albert at advantage. And if you get DC 10 on this, I'm making the DCs low because it's a level 1 game. But I figure I think they would be low anyway. I don't think, even if it was a high level game, I'd be any different. So he gets his 11. He comes charging across and he's set the right example for the other two.
Hmm.
Well, it is Beaker and Peck's turn. So you can stampede your owlbears.
Yeah, so I'm just going to take all of them. Oh. And move back.
All right, then. Okay, so we go down to Aylward. This is going all right. Aylward, for her, she needs to know what's going on. So she takes movement. 1, 2, 3. And I think from here she sees Wisir. So she's still got 15 feet left. And she says, I am Aylward. I am acting on the orders of the holy and blessed Hildebrand, the unquestionable. I am escorting these pieces of evil armor to be destroyed. Stand back, sir, and I will not interfere with you in any way. Allow me to continue on my mission and proceed across the bridge.
And Wisir will stop playing his flute for a moment and will say, my name's Wisir. I've been tasked with escorting these owlbears to a safe location. I apologize for any inconvenience I've caused. They get very excitable when attacked. I do not wish to fight. I'm merely trying to take them to a place where they cannot cause harm.
Well met, sir, she says. I salute you for your good sense in making a just and noble decision. I pray that good fortune follows you all your days. If you now retreat and take your owlbears off the road, I will marshal these vile relics of a evil count, a vampire no less, and I will continue on my mission to have them destroyed so that they will do no harm to any living being again.
Perhaps we can aid each other. Are you in need of assurance that you are not engaged in any way?
I think that as long as I deliver these things, everything will be fine. And you, is there anything I can do for you?
The best that I can be offered is to have a lack of contact. While I can control these owlbears, it is with great difficulty. If anything were to excite them, I cannot predict the outcome.
Well, I can advise you that 20 miles back down the road that I have traveled upon, I found a bandit camp on the left side of the road as you approach, no more than 500 yards from the road. The bandits weren't there at the time, but I give you this warning. I have no doubt that you and your owlbears would scare them. but lest they fire arrows at you or anything like that, I feel duty bound to give you this information.
I am most grateful for your warning. I'll attempt to avoid the bandit camp. If they were to attack us, I fear to think what would happen if the owlbears were to evade my control.
I think it would go badly for the bandits, no doubt.
I would be inclined to agree, but I also do not know if I could regain control once they were to die.
And at that, Aowan gets the animated armor into formation again, waits for Wisir to move aside with his owlbears, and then is going to proceed across the bridge.
Yeah, Wisir will pull the owlbears out of the way and will give Aowen a nod of appreciation as she passes.
And pass she does. And I think you succeed when you get to the other side of the bridge as well. So you can have the honor of getting your owlbears across.
And an honor it is indeed.
Well, these are level 1 characters, Charlie, and I kind of think they succeeded in their mission. And they were up against opponents that were way too powerful for them. I think that the CR for all these creatures is CR6. Now, I know they didn't have to fight at all, but I think that means, I would say that means a level up.
Yeah, I'd be inclined to agree. I mean, while I admit I'm not a fan of the XP system, but I personally think managing to avoid a suicidal encounter is as good as killing them all.
Well, and I think, Kalthira probably didn't get much entertainment, but I think that she might be shrewd enough to think, okay, well, as they rise in their abilities, as they level up, there's going to be more entertainment for her down the line.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll remove all the turns and get rid of that initiative order. And then I think I can level up L1 here and now. I have to make a level 2's folder and put her in there. So it looks as though we will see L1 again. So I think all I have to do for this is Charactermancer level up. What does a paladin get level 2? Anything very much? Well, this is still 2014.
Fighting style, divine smite, and spell slots.
All right, okay. So I think we do the average for HP because it's horrible when you get a 1. So
Yeah, I agree with that.
if I go next, hit points 20. She's getting a bit tough. Right then, fighting style. I kind of like the idea of defense.
Yeah, I mean, defense is my favorite fighting style for paladins, just because their armor class and kind of having a high AC is kind of a paladin's bit.
Yeah, I mean, like protection sounds good for a paladin, but I got a feeling that protection isn't so good.
Yeah, I think it's a lot more situational.
Yeah.
You could end up with a party that just doesn't need a protection fighting style.
All right. Well, when I click on defense, I can see the +1 to AC. If I click on protection, when a creature you can see attacks a target other than you, you can use your reaction to impose. Well, I mean, that could have been useful in this, but I'm still going to go for defense. I quite like the idea of protection. And another time I might have chosen it, but all right.
Yeah,
So
I mean, I think it's useful in the scenario that you have someone to protect.
yeah, and I get spell casting as well. So I mean, I've got lay on hands, so I'm not rushing to cure wounds. Um, I know that my spell DC is not going to be very high. I like command. I
Yeah,
guess
I
bless
mean,
as well.
things like um, command and bless are the two I automatically take, and after that, it's just dealer's choice.
Do you like any of the smites? Searing smite or
Uh,
thundering smite?
I like an Wrathful Smite is one that I have been playing with recently. What it does is offer it only does a d6 of psychic damage, where the others are a d8, but you get to force a wisdom save on each hit, and if they fail the save, they're frightened for the duration.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, like compelled duel. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I think those are both good options, and it just I think I almost I personally prefer Wrathful Smite because it does increase your um uh, it does increase your damage output, and it's not a save or suck spell.
yeah, that's the thing. That's important. I mean, I also think that because compelled duel is concentration, that makes it, I kind of think if it wasn't concentration, it would be better. Or if it didn't have to get repeat wisdom save. So I'm going to go with your advice and take Wrathful Smite.
Yeah, because even if they make the save, which a decent enemy will, Wrathful Smite is still doing the damage.
Yeah. I'll be glad when Roll20 gets the new player's handbook because that, it's just so much more worthwhile, using something new when the platform does most of it for you.
Yeah, I agree. And what I've seen is that roll not Roll20, D&D Beyond is releasing the new content on the 16th, so probably the 17th our time.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And so my guess is that or a hope rather, is that Roll20 will come out with the content not long after.
Yeah. I mean, but when you look at all the things that Roll20 does for you, even on a free version, just like you can click short rest and long rest, and you've got things like lay on hands and divine sense, and automatically bring it up, but all your attacks. However, I have thought about one thing, and I'm sure I said that her armor class was 18 before. So I wonder why it's still 18 if I had that defense fighting style. So let's just work out what her AC should be.
Okay, yeah. What armor is she wearing?
All right. So she has got a shield and chainmail.
Um, so chainmail is 16, the shield is +2, so that's uh 18.
And then she's got dexterity of 13. So that's 19. So,
Um, for chainmail is heavy armor, so no dex modifier.
oh, okay. So that would make sense of it to start with, the 18. Well done on that. But I think the armor class should be 19 now because of the. So I don't know why Roll20 hasn't done that.
Um, are they, but is everything marked as equipped?
Okay, that's a good point. Because you'd think Roll20 would get it right. So look, the shield and the chainmail. Like if I let's just see if I unequip the shield, the armor class goes down to 16. So that's working.
Yeah, and so the 16 tells me the chainmail is working. On your character card, has it added the defense fighting
Yeah,
style?
there's fighting style defense, but it hasn't done it. I wonder if they're behind this cog, if there's anything. Like maybe does it? It must have an armor class. Armor class tracking automatic,
Uh,
which is what you. So it's just got it wrong, hasn't it? For some reason, it's glitching out on it.
mm.
So shall I just for now make it custom and then change it to 19?
Oh, I see. It hasn't. I've just opened up the character card to take a look at it, and it hasn't added. It actually hasn't added the fighting style. So let's check show global AC modifier, and let's leave it on automatic. You'll probably see me.
Yeah. Oh well, good fix. That
And you should see that a new field in the middle of your card, global AC modifier,
in the middle of my card.
kind of about halfway down.
Now that's really cool. That's good. I mean,
Yeah, so what I did is under the clogs, checked the box for at show global AC modifier.
right, okay.
Um,
That's
and
good.
then I just added a +1 and called it defense.
Okay. And then it's great that it shows up. That's fantastic. Well, I'm glad we sorted that out. And I almost thought you said clogs instead of cogs.
Mm.
Maybe
No clogs, unfortunately.
maybe off duty, AL1 wears clogs.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Maybe I need to change her name to AL1. Yeah, we'll give her a little bit of flavor. AL1 was we'll call her AL1 clog lover.
Mm.
Or it could be clog lover, but clog lover, I think. All right. So she's earned a second name as well as leveling up. That's pretty impressive. Do you want to do Wisir?
Sure, let's level him up.
I have told
Level
it
2 is
as
300.
well.
So at level 2, he gets wild shape and his circle. I think, oh well, his circle meaning his subclass. I think given his escort mission, Circle of the Shepherd is most
Oh, yeah,
appropriate.
nice. I think they. I wonder if they dropped Circle of the Shepherd from the 24 rules, but I mean,
I
they
mean,
talk about that with
they didn't put it in, but what you can do is just um take subclasses from 2014 and combine it with the base class from 2024.
yeah, have your cake and eat it.
Actually, I've taken good being.
So what else are you going to do then?
So I'm also taking spells. I get 4 new druid spells. I've taken Good Berry, Long Strider, and Healing Word so far.
If I just close this down, it might have done it for you, but then if I open it up again, maybe I can see what's happening then. on my
Oh yeah,
screen.
I
What
finished
I'm trying to do.
making it all.
Oh, you've finished. Okay. All right. So I've got it up on the screen. So I can see you've got 17 hit points. You've only got three left less than me, which is it's interesting. I mean, I guess at level two, you might say three is 15%, so that's quite a lot. But in terms of just what you roll on the dice, there's not much difference between a paladin and druid.
Yeah,
Uh,
and
Um,
at low levels, what did you say your con modifier was?
defense.
Your con modifier.
Oh, my con modifier. Um, well, maybe not that great because I'll have a look and see. I probably went mostly for strength and charisma, I guess.
Mm.
My strength was 16 and my charisma 14. My constitution's 15. If I can get a +1 to it, that'll make a difference.
Yeah, it will.
I'll put Wisir into the level twos folder as well. So let's have a look at your spells on the spell page. All right, then so Goodberry Longstrider, Healing Word, and Fairy Fire. That sounds a nice thing. Good to get a bit of healing with Goodberry.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I think healing word is good as kind of a panic button.
Yeah. And because your speed is already 40, Longstrider getting you up to 50, that makes you highly mobile on the battlefield, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Or you can just get the hell out dodge.
Yeah, I think it's good for getting the hell out of dodge, and I think it's good for utility.
Yeah. What level do you think you might take a level of Bard?
Well, I think for druids, level th I might push through to level 4 druid, just so I get the ASI or feat. Uh,
Okay. Yeah, no, that's good. What you might want to do is just put somewhere on your card, either in the equipment or maybe in another box, about your flute, that it's magical but unattuned and can only be attuned to when you have a bard level.
mhm.
What made me think of that was the spell Fairy Fire, because I kind of associate that with bards. So do you know what they've done with wild shape in the 24 rules, Charlie?
I'm sure I've heard about it, but I don't remember.
Well, of course, I'm not saying I'm 100% right because I haven't got the player's handbook. I haven't read it. I mean, so this is just from what I've listened to on YouTube. But as I understand it,
Mhm.
first thing I'll say is that if you've cast a spell with concentration, wild shaping doesn't break that concentration.
That's good.
Yeah, and then you get temporary hit points equal to the shape you change into, and you only get knocked out of that shape if you go to 0 hit points.
Hmm.
So it's harder to knock a druid out of a wild shape.
Yeah, and so yeah, it's I think you're only knocked out of it if you're incapacitated, right?
Yeah, 0 hit points. The other thing is that you can speak in your wild shape form.
Hmm.
And I think that's mainly done for role playing because it's a bit dull in a social game if your main class feature is turning you into a character who can't speak.
True, yeah.
So I kind of think, yeah. I mean, I can understand how you start off doing that because it makes sense. But then if you think about what, kind of makes the game not much fun for a player, it's when you can't speak. I mean,
Absolutely.
all right, every now and then, like if you get caught in a silence spell, it's different. If every session, you do something that means most of the game you can't speak in character.
Hmm. Yeah, that does get dull relatively quickly.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I reckon that we've done pretty well. So there was no battle whatsoever. So this is a fake combat video because there was no combat.
Yeah, clickbait.
Okay. Do you think I can claim there was combat because all of my animated armors through um what what was the shocking
Mm.
bolt, and two of your owlbears got hit. So there was some combat.
Yeah, so not clickbait.
No, all right then. Okay. It was a very non-bloody combat.
Mm.
All right. Well, thank you very much for that. I appreciate that.
Oh,
And
thank you. I enjoyed myself.
yeah, yeah. So I'm going to say goodbye to the vast listening public.
Yeah, and goodbye, and so thanks for all the fish.
I would like to name everyone watching, but there are so many, and I know you haven't got another 2 hours to spare.
Mm.
I don't know whether that we get an audience as big as a presidential candidate rally or as big as a presidential debate on TV.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, at least there's no one here to fact check us. All right,
Mm.
then. So I will say goodbye to you. Thank you very much again. And I assume you're up for another one soon in the future.
Always.
Always. Okay. Go well.
Okay. Bye then.
Cheers.